The term, phrase, meme, 6, 7 has a very big cultural impact right now. All these teens and young people, whether your friends or people in your life that are younger, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they constantly are going about saying 6, 7 and doing these hand motions. But what does it really mean? What's the true context, meaning, and history behind it? And what does it say about our culture that young people are so obsessed with this phrase that ultimately seemingly is meaningless? But let's break down the history a little bit. It originally is from a song called Doot Doot by Skrilla, and I'm gonna have the cover for this song up on the screen here. This song, first of all, in the cover, they're very dark. They are full of immoral things, bad language, all that type of thing. That is one of the places it originally came from, and that kind of just shows that some of the history behind this meme 6, 7 isn't the best as a Christian, because as a Christian, we shouldn't be focused on immoral things. We should be focused on the good, the true, and the beautiful. It also is a reference to a basketball player who is 6 feet 7 inches tall called LaMelo Ball. Here's a picture of him. And that reference, that isn't necessarily bad or good. It's just, kind of in the middle. Just he's a basketball player and people got it from there. It really gained popularity on TikTok and then obviously on all the other social media platforms. And now a lot of teens and young people are doing it with the hand motions and all of that. And they constantly repeat it. But ultimately, a lot of them don't even know where it came from, like from that song or from the basketball player. They just saw it on social media. They saw their friends doing it, thought it was cool. And so ultimately, the term 6, 7 has no real meaning or significance. It's just a nonsense term that Gen Z and Gen Alpha is repeating just to be cool and laugh and have a good time. Repeating this term or phrase, it's not like it's a sin. It's not like it's this horrible thing, although some of the history is moral, like with the song and everything. I wanted to share a couple statistics as well to kind of help this sink in and kind of show where my generation and younger generations are at and how this is an important issue that we need to be aware of. Not just the term 6, 7, but also brain rot and all this stuff going on with our younger generations. According to this book, The Teen's Guide to Social Media and Mobile Devices by Jonathan McGee, the average teenager spends 8 hours, 56 minutes online. That is crazy. And tweens, on average, spend 5 hours, 55 minutes on screens, and tweens 8 to 12 years old. That was the study. 8-year-olds are spending 6 hours a day online, using online things for entertainment and all these other purposes. I mean, maybe some of it's music or educational purposes, but their average screen time, that is not all music, trust me. The majority of that is going to be entertainment. That is crazy. Even that just shows where our generation is at. In addition to a study by Microsoft in 2015, now this was way back in 2015, so think of how much worse it's gotten with brain rot and 6, 7 and all this stuff here 10 years later in 2025. But in 2015, Gen Z had an average attention span of 8 seconds. 8 seconds, that was before the explosion of like YouTube Shorts and just Instagram Reels and all that stuff. These statistics, and there's countless more I could list, just show where our generation is at, where young people are at. A lot of young people, their lives are ultimately meaningless. They don't have real purpose. They don't have motivation. They don't know the essence of hard work. They just know instant gratification. They know TikTok and YouTube and what they do in their free time. They play video games. They're on social media on their phones. Maybe sometimes, they're doing sports and extracurriculars, and that's great. But are they actually volunteering for a greater cause? Are they actually doing things for the greater good of society? As Christians, are they doing things to serve God and make a difference? Maybe they read their Bible each day, and that's great. You should definitely do that. But are they actually doing things outside of just reading their Bible or going to church to get involved in their communities, to get involved in spreading the gospel and standing for biblical values? A lot of them aren't. And a lot of young people aren't even Christians. Now, there is this overall cultural shift, I feel like, recently, especially with just the death of Charlie Kirk and all of that, where young people are turning more towards Christ, but there's still a lot that aren't. They need hope. And so this term, 6, 7, in this meme, it concerns me to see so many of my fellow young people, Gen Z and Gen Alphas, just going around and saying this and laughing at it when it's so meaningless. It's like, are you really that concerned just about this funny meme? Like, I get it. It's not that I've never said that before, right? I've said it before and it's fun, but if you're constantly focus on that and brain rot and all these meaningless terms and all this stuff and social media and video games and then you just do all this stuff. What value do you have to your life? Like, what difference are you making? There we go. That was my little rant on the cultural significance of 6-7. It just really shows where our generation is at. But they need hope, and they need hope in Christ. And on this channel, I will bring you guys that hope and that truth. Honestly, a lot of young people just need so much truth. I am so grateful for my upbringing and just for all the wonderful mentors that have poured into my life and God and the Bible that have helped me to be at the point where I'm at. Obviously, I don't know everything. I'm not perfect. But I'm grateful for that so that I at least know I can discern some of these things and how some of this is just so meaningless. You're constantly focused on these things and you're doing it all the time and you're doing it at work and at school and everything. It's not what we should be focusing on as Christians. There you have it. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informational or insightful, please consider giving it a big thumbs up. If you want to learn more about how you can grow in your faith and navigate this crazy culture and world we live in as a Christian with truth, then please consider hitting that big red subscribe button down below and the notification bell. My mission with this channel is to help you believe, learn, and seek truth. On this channel, we'll talk about it all: faith, politics, and culture from a biblical perspective. We will use the Bible as the source, as well as expert advice, scientific evidence, etc. We will dig into it and help you be equipped to stand firm in your faith no matter what happens. Please consider checking out the videos at the end of this video or pin in the comment section below, as they will be about my testimony and the latest news. Thanks for watching.